Dad, tell me about the first night that you spent with Tristen spent the night with you up here. I dropped him off.
Okay, little Tristen, he was 4 days old. And Pawpaw put him in there in the bed beside of him. He put a bottle in his mouth. And Pawpaw couldn't go to sleep because Pawpaw was afraid that he might roll over on top of him and maybe hurt him. So I stayed up all night and just looked at my little redhead right here, rubbed his little feet, his little hands, and told him how much I loved him. And that little rascal. And then he started getting bigger. Later on, he started getting bigger, you know. And he was real close to Pawpaw. And he was asleep with Pawpaw. And he learned a little trick. He didn't want Pawpaw sneaking out of that bed on him when he went to sleep. So what he would do, he would put one of them foot over on top of Pawpaw. In that way, if Pawpaw tried to slide out like a snake, it would wake him up. And sometimes I'd be laying there just looking at him when he was asleep, when the little baby was asleep. He'd open them little eyes up, and he'd just smile and go right back to sleep because he was where he wanted to be with his Pawpaw.
I remember coming up to pick him up the next day. Dad, your hair was going everywhere. You ain't had a minute of sleep.
No, I didn't get any sleep.
Yeah.
But I was so proud to have my little baby.
That's right. He
He
spent many hours up here. He spent many a days up here, didn't he, Dad?
But he's not that little old baby anymore.
No.
I want you to look at this. He's a horse now.
Yep.
He's still Pawpaw's boy.
How many times does Pawpaw call you to tell on Daddy down there?
Yeah, he calls pretty often, sometimes as much as 5 or 6 times in one day, complaining about Daddy. What he says, hey, Pawpaw, he'll say, do you want to know what the news is?
I got some news.
Yeah, just lay the news on me. Well, Dad did this, Dad do that. Now, do you want to talk to him? And later on, maybe an hour or two later on, my phone would ring again, and Tristen would say, thank you, Pawpaw, it worked. He's okay now, everything's fine.
I want you to say something, Tristen.
What?
Tell Daddy how you get stuff, how you bribe Daddy and threaten to call Pawpaw and tell on me.
That's right. I always videotape when I ask when he says yes, and I call him if he doesn't do it.
Okay, talk clear, honey.
I am.
Okay, tell Pawpaw you love him.
Love you.
Pawpaw. Okay, this is February the 16th, 2010. Bye-bye. Bye, Tristen. Bye, Pawpaw.
Bye.